Hello and welcome to the Ladies' Room. I'm Judy McDowell, and with me today is my good friend, Jeanne Cuddy-Peretz, who is a master chef, a private chef, and a food stylist. She's been working with Ina Garten at Barefoot Contessa for 10 years, so you know she's good. You're very good.
Thank you.
So I look forward to what we're doing today. Today we're doing salads, but
Yes.
in such a creative way.
Well, you know, this in the winter you need to sort of bulk it up a little bit more, put some protein, some more heartier greens. So that's what we're going to do. 3 different varieties and how to just use what's in your fridge and how to make dressings that aren't really recipes. They're proportions, and you can flavor them and adjust them for their tartness as you wish. So we're going to learn a little bit about that.
Cool. Love it. So what are we going to start with?
So we can actually start with dressings because here we've got 4 olive oils. Some of them are better than others, and better in terms of some of them are dipping, some of them are drizzling, some of them are just good old cooking. So ladies, you can take a taste of all of them. We'll take them all at the same time, and this is just to indicate whatever you're putting in a dressing matters. So in other words, if you love your olive oil and you don't find it too peppery or too green and herby, then great, use it. But sometimes it can overwhelm a delicate vinaigrette. So you want to taste everything before you're starting with them.
So when they make olive oil, do they put flavorings in them? Do they put pepper in them?
It's just like
aging?
a wine. It's aging. It's the kind of grapes. So it's the kind of olives you're using. So I mean, here we go. This is a nicer one. That taste them.
Okay. And so this one is Mangianova.
That's something with a gift that came from
Mangianova.
Italy.
That's interesting.
You know, so that's a very peppery finish on that.
Yeah.
So to know that, and then this is a favorite of mine for salad dressings because I call it kind of buttery.
That is peppery. It's the aftertaste in the back of your throat. L'estornel.
It's a beautiful Spanish.
L'estornel, organic.
Yep. That's available at Citarella.
Milder.
Much milder. So that you can use anytime because it won't overwhelm. Sometimes you use something that just you don't even know what you've mixed all these great ingredients that you've enjoyed, whether it's mustards or spices and herbs, and you just can't get away from the salad. The dressing, the olive oil is just too heavy. So it's just about making a choice. And this is another kind of drizzling one.
This one is olio extravergine di oliva.
That's another one from Italy.
Masto.
Again, another
Creamier.
Pretty label.
Go for that one, Jude.
That I can't.
Yeah, it's been used.
Production of Olio del 1960.
Okay, so you get the idea.
It looks like it says Baduccio or something on there, but it's very pretty golden blue label, so it would be easy to find in
Italy.
Yeah, but can you get it at Citarella or no?
No.
Oh, so where did you get that?
Well, there are gifts or you go in the city.
I
but
think
it just
that,
goes
Sylvester's has a lot of different olive oils, doesn't she?
I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
So, you buy it, you try it, you do different things with it and see how you like it best.
That's very fragrant, this one.
Yeah.
I think. And then you have good old Goya now.
Now Goya,
how does Goya stand up to
a Spanish friend had said to me they're made with incredibly great grapes where they're grown. It's a great, very mild, but just a great olive oil to use.
Yeah, it's fine.
So I use it. I know it's priced well.
Yeah.
You can even put a little heat on that. I wouldn't use these with heat at all.
No. It changes the molecular structure.
Exactly.
And it actually isn't good for you if you heat them at too high a heat.
Absolutely.
Vegetable oil or coconut oil or grapeseed oil for high heat.
Or canola too.
Canola too? Okay.
Would you grab that angled bowl?
Sure.
So what we're going to do, when I come from shopping, whether it's the summer and farm stands or the grocery store, I spin everything. Am I looking?
Yeah, just look at us. Look at
and I spin them dry and then put them in paper towels.
Is that the best way to store herbs?
For me, it is. And you squeeze all the air out of it.
Yeah.
And sometimes they keep, depending on how delicate they are, up to a week. And it's really amazing.
And it's ready to go.
it's ready,
Ready to go, so making
So-
a salad takes 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Because everything's ready to go.
And so this is watercress.
Very smart.
And what I did with the watercress is I just trimmed the ends off and then thirded it and then washed it. So you can see how
I
that
think
is.
that's what keeps people from making salads a lot is the prep time. And once you've got the spinner out,
Right.
and you've got all your greens, you can just come from the supermarket. Once you're spinning, you might as well keep spinning.
Absolutely.
It's a very good idea.
And I just love to add different things. Like this is Boston lettuce.
Okay,
So
so-
I've basically torn all of this or
So
most of
something
this.
very soft and sweet with something tart and chewy.
Yeah, and that's peppery, the watercress.
Watercress,
And you can obviously leave them larger, but why use a knife if you don't have to with a
Right.
salad? So we're just going to do probably thirds and different colors. I just like to
Oh, it's beautiful.
add texture
Beautiful, so fresh and wonderful.
and add a little bit more.
There's
and-
nothing like a really fresh
spring.
salad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to say, our friend Lorraine Recchi
Hello.
is here, stopped by to say hello.
Happy to be
Wonderful
here.
Happy to have you
angel
here.
reader. If anybody's into angels and wants an angel reading, Lorraine is really good at it.
So here's the last thing. We're using escarole, which a lot
Oh.
of people don't use, but here it
really
is whole.
chewy.
Well, it isn't inside. It's really kind of tender inside.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. You cut off all the bitter. These are quite dirty, so you really want to soak and spin.
Now, when you soak, do you soak in like white vinegar or anything, or just plain water?
Just water.
Okay, because some people, the prevention magazine people, the Rodales, they're like, oh, you got to put, chlorine and to rinse
Yeah,
off the chlorine.
right.
I don't know.
I've
It's a little.
heard that. I've heard that with fish
Yeah.
2 years
Yeah.
ago at Natural Gourmet. I took classes there. So here I've torn some of those up already, but that's really what you've got inside. They're kind of tender, leafy bits.
In the 50s, all of a sudden, I mean, all we had was iceberg lettuce.
Yeah.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it was the rage to have escarole and chicory.
Oh, right.
And chicory's really chewy and kind of bitter.
Yes. It's a
So
different
as kids,
experience.
we were like, what is this? This isn't salad.
Well, what you can do is just cut it really, like you can chiffonade it or cut it really small, and
then it
add
goes
some other
down
things.
easier.
Yeah. So that is the greens thing. We'll just put this back. I'll have it for later.
Okay.
And now we've got what we're going to add to that is we're going to do some beets, which I've already steamed and pull the skins off. So that's you know how to do that. They're as long
good for
as
you.
you can handle them, then you slip the skins off. If they get cold, you can't do that anymore, or it's very difficult.
So you just let them cool a tiny bit and slip the skins off.
Correct.
And how long you steam them for? How long? They're pretty tough.
It could take an hour depending on
Yeah.
the size. There's some good sized ones here. You just cut them at this point. Just right at the top of the beet. And now what I'm going to do is I have some mustard already measured out, and I'm just going to take an orange because we're going to use orange segments in this. So I'm going to use some, not waste anything here because I love, oopsie, my large reamer is not here.
Yeah. Oh boy. After you used the mandolin that time and said you have to be really careful with the mandolin.
Yeah.
Jeanne made spring rolls. They were so amazing.
Yummy.
And anyway, I bought a mandolin, and then Jennifer was like, "Oh, Mom, that seems so dangerous." And so then, about 2 weeks later, I was in my bathroom, and Jennifer came to the door, and she said, "Oh, I forget her friend's name, but her friend." She said, "Oh, so and so cut her hand really badly on a mandolin." And I was like, "What?" And I'm thinking about this girl playing a mandolin, right? How do you cut your hand so bad on a mandolin?
Right.
And I was like, "What? How did she cut her hand on a mandolin?" And she said, "Mom, you know they're very dangerous." And I was like, "Oh, I thought you were talking about a musical instrument."
I am sectioning
Oh, so I didn't watch you do that.
So I basically just flattened each side so that you had a firm surface to work from.
And then you just went like that and the skin came right off?
Exactly. Well, you have
Unbelievable.
to sort of saw it,
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
nice knife. And then to section it, you have to be very careful. I'm doing it this way. I know it looks dangerous, but as long as you know
Like cutting a
how
grapefruit.
hard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool.
So it's a supreme or a segment.
God
And that
bless
adds
you that
really
you have
nice-
the patience to do something like that.
You're
but
really
how
getting
perfect.
the fruit and
Yeah.
no skin.
Yeah, none of the white stuff.
Yeah.
And then what I'm going to do is, as part of my acid for my dressing, I'm going to squeeze the rest of this in my dressing. So I'll just have to adjust it with whatever olive oil, vinegar I'm going to use. But that's that.
Wow.
You could
Never seen that done. That's
dice
amazing.
that cucumber. It's for another salad,
Okay.
but we'll get that
This is an English cucumber,
right.
and so you don't have to take the skin off, or you do?
You do not have to. You can.
And what about the seeds? You leave them in, or?
You can actually let's take them out in this recipe.
Really? Okay.
Because
Should I do half of it? Are we going to use it in another recipe too?
No, but I would do the whole thing, and let me just grab. Excuse me.
Okay.
We can just seed it. Excuse me.
Oh.
So what you can do is just run a spoon up the center.
Oh, really? Oh.
And that's.
You'll live and
I'll
learn.
take that.
Okay.
And then you just small dices so that.
So you run a spoon up the center. I always like kind of chop them out.
Well, you can do that. I'm sure
So
it's
I've
been
learned.
successful.
Every time I spend time with you, I learn so much. I love it.
Wow, it's fun. It's fun
To
to.
hear all the time.
I think we all do. No matter who we're with, we learn.
Yeah, you're right.
This
Thanks.
is true.
That's so fragrant.
Yeah.
Orange.
Right.
Yummy. Is it April yet? It feels like it.
Fingers
Spring is in the air.
I know it certainly
yet.
is today.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got that going on. I'm going to squeeze in the rest of the orange from here. What did I just do? Okay.
I forget to put citrus in my salad. I
No.
really should do that.
Is this the right size dice? Or too small?
No,
Too thin?
that's okay.
That's okay.
I would go a little thicker so it's more square, but
Okay.
yes. And I'll just jump on that with you. So.
Slicing and dicing with Jeanne.
And when you're doing everything, in this particular case, we're cutting this for our next salad, which is Israeli or Middle Eastern chopped salad, where everything is just diced small, and it's just wonderful. And so I just sort of go up the length of it.
So is this one going in here?
No, that we will keep in.
okay.
We'll put that one in this bowl here.
That round bowl?
Yep,
Ish. Round.
that round bowl. And I'll actually give you that too.
Okay.
Thank you.
So,
Okay, so back to here. We're going to do.
we went from the polar vortex to spring weather.
Yes.
We went from like 6 below
Yes.
to 52 degrees.
Poor
This
animals.
is a trick that Jeanne does. Puts a damp paper towel underneath the cutting board,
That's
and then
great.
it can't
doesn't
slip.
slide. Oh,
Yeah.
thank
It's a
you. I have to
wonderful
do
thing.
that.
Even
Yeah.
heavy ones can slide.
Yeah.
If it's at all wet. So I don't know how much we're going to really need, but we've got that started now with those beets. Excuse my back.
Now, would you put any onions in this salad, or this salad is just kind of a spring?
Yeah, I wouldn't put it
Fruity.
in myself in that. Do you want to toss those around? We
Sure.
can see if we're going to add some more beets to that.
Okay.
We have got craisins are for that. We're going to put some
Goat
this in
cheese?
here. Yeah,
Oh,
with
yum.
beets, yum.
Okay, well, the beets seem to have gone to the bottom. Let's get
Okay,
some
so
to the top.
we'll top it. So, and
Okay.
actually, we'll throw a few of the tomatoes in there as well.
Half?
Yeah, or I think it could handle the whole thing.
Okay.
And there we be. And so with this, so proportions for salad dressings. Basically, classically, it's 3 parts oil to 1 part acid. So whether it's a vinegar or combination of things. Vinegars, as you can see, we've got different vinegars here too. We can take a peek at. We've got white balsamic. We've got a red balsamic. In fact, I need to bring a red wine. But what they will affect one salad dressing differently than another. Sometimes a red vinegar I think needs a little sweetness. You can do honey, sugar. I like to use agave nectar, which is right over there.
Agave nectar. Yeah.
And you just put a little bit in until it tastes good, because sometimes it can have that little bitterness to it. This is sort of a classic
So that's mustard and orange juice right now.
right now, and you want to slowly. We'll put actually this will take a little bit, but we'll start adding some of that to it.
So I should drizzle it in while you
Please.
whisk.
While I whisk away. And,
I always dump it all in and
well, I do too.
And,
And shake it up. I think it's the easiest thing, and you don't have to make too much because 2
Right.
days you can make it again. I don't think it lasts that long.
at Kmart they have a bottle that has measurements down the side of it for all different salad dressings. I don't make any of those salad because I always do the same salad dressing.
Right.
I do 2 parts olive oil to 1 part balsamic vinaigrette and coupon mustard. And of course, Dr. Oz says raw garlic. You need to do that every day. So I'll put garlic clove
Okay, I'm
in a
gonna
press
taste that. Yeah.
and press like 1 clove. If I have the time, I'll press 1 clove of garlic in it, and some spike and pepper, and it turns out great every time. I use the same dressing all the
That's
time.
another thing. Sorry, we're covering
So
ourselves.
the
up.
whisking and the mustard made it creamy.
Yeah, if you whisk the
I mean, I
oils.
shake it really well
Beautiful.
too, but
Yeah.
it doesn't emulsifies
Nice.
it. And the way
Now-
to taste your dressings to see if they're okay is just to put some lettuce. It's kind of a nice even.
So in this case, because of the orange juice, you're not going to use the vinegar.
We'll taste it. I don't think it needs it.
You've got a lot of flavor.
So we're going to just toss that slightly.
And what kind of mustard was that? Was it
As a
pecan?
Dijon. Yep. And that's another thing, is the mustard you add, you need to taste that too. Some of them are really spicy. So you don't want to have this incredibly peppery.
Heavy, yeah.
And this is one brand, a French brand, that only comes in extra hot. So you don't really know that. Now this could look a little prettier, but I think it's going to be very tasty. And we can finish it off.
beautiful.
All our tomatoes were in there, right? So they're hidden. There we are.
Yeah, the heavier things are there.
And you know,
the top.
I probably would have, just in general, for looks, is toss the greens and then toss the solid things separately and then add them in. But we're chatting, so I forgot.
It looks beautiful.
So there's one for us too. And we'll plate that up. Okay, so the next one, we started with, this is the Mediterranean salad.
Okay, so this is
Maybe
going to
we'll
be the
just
chopped
get
Israeli
those guys
salad.
out. Yep. And
Okay.
so to that, we're going to add,
So we have chopped,
Onions.
diced English cucumber.
right, and then we can do this as
Am
well.
I going to just dump these in?
I would do maybe 3/4 of it, half.
3/4?
I mean, how many people? And so I've taken the tops and bottoms off of the peppers,
Yeah.
seeded it, and then this is easy.
So you do it the long way first.
Yeah, either, just whatever. And just so they're balanced, I mean, we're not cooking them. Obviously, when you're cooking things, you want to make sure they're even sizes so that they cook at the same time.
This is a crunchy red pepper.
So just in general, like if you can just do one slice, I know you did it the long way, but just a one, maybe it's a little crispier than mine. So here we go.
All right.
Okay, and let's see what we're going to move along here. So you can toss that up really well,
Okay.
and what we're going to do is serve that with olive oil. We had pointed out these adorable little cups, which are great markers. And this, the OXO one, is one so you don't have to look over because you can read the measurements here. And this
That's
one,
really amazing. That's such a
So-
great idea.
okay. And then Judy, we're going to dice these bad boys.
Okay, now do you seed them and stuff?
Nope, they've been washed. We're just going to do it.
This is
That's probably not as
Not a-
easy.
yeah. Serrated knives are easier for these
There you
things.
go.
Yay!
So we'll get that. Now this kind of salad is great if you let it sit for a while because the flavors really do develop. And basically it's vinegar, olive oil, and it can be lemon alone. We're going to do lemon here. And some cinnamon, some
Yum.
sumac, which is sumac is, well, it's an herb used there. It's actually part of the sort of poison ivy.
Yeah.
But of course it's not. They're very kind of brick colored berries. And so it's a combination. It's called, I'll show you the jar. It is called za'atar that has sumac in it.
Za'atar.
Very, and it's got sesame seeds and oregano.
All in there, like in a mortar
Correct.
and pestle, all done for you.
Yep, all done for you.
I kind of made
So I
a
think
bit.
we're
This
gonna
is
be good
a little
there.
Soft, this tomato.
And I'm going to mix up a real quick olive oil, lemon juice. We're going to toss that in. And
a little rinse.
I always want to use the lemon zest. It's so delicious.
It is.
Yeah, I love
And
lemon zest.
Good for
Yeah,
you,
it
too.
adds good lemon juice without having... Okay, so I'm going to have you squeeze that in here.
Okay.
And then we're going to taste it, salt and pepper it.
Okay, I'm going to get a fork
And
so I
that we're
can
actually
get
going
the
to into there.
get
And,
all the juice out.
and then the za'atar.
So when you squeeze things, do you put your hand under it to catch the seeds or no?
I never do that very successfully, so so no, that would be a no.
I
Okay,
see people do that on the cooking shows.
and the
I'm
final
like,
salad I'm going to start putting together, excuse me, is we're doing a chiffonade of dinosaur kale,
love
or
kale.
this is lacinato.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
I didn't even know
kale.
there were
Gorgeous.
different kinds of kale.
Oh yeah, curly kale is sort of the old-fashioned kale that we could see in any grocery store. Lacinato, generally you see it organic, but
A lot of juice in this lemon. Do you want the whole thing in it?
well, we'll taste. That's the thing. We got to taste things. We don't
Okay.
really need recipes. We just
Right,
we just
yes.
know that.
Test it out.
Right. So what we're going to add to this, now we have our kale here. I saved 3 unchiffonaded pieces so I can just show you how to do that.
Oh,
Excuse
great.
me. So basically, here's the dinosaur kale. It's very textured. It repels water beautifully. It's really interesting. But it has this coarse vein here. So you just kind of cut it, or you can peel it down with your fingers, and then just pull up. And you want to get that out. Because it's basically fibrous and not very flavorful.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
To give it a little cut first.
Yeah, or you can just peel.
Yep.
There you go.
Comes out.
So that's what you're getting out. And then to chiffonade it like you would any herb, like basil is one you do it a lot to, is you just flip it this way, layer them,
And roll
them
it.
really tight like a cigar. Not really
Or
like
a
a cigar,
joint.
but I think we've done that before.
Yeah, we
And
did.
then what happens is there's very long pieces this way. I don't like, it's like having
Oh, right.
It's like
you just
having
give it a
pasta
slice.
where you
Yeah.
have to deal with the long. So I slice it in half first.
Okay.
And then you want to go anywhere from an eighth
That's
to a
great.
quarter.
Beautiful.
And so
Great.
that will add. And to that, loving this, we've got, excuse me, is we're going to add up some,
Now, grains.
we'll just,
That's wild rice.
Wild
Does
rice.
that take a lot longer to cook than
it
regular
does.
rice?
But rule of thumb is you can put any grain in a saucepan and cover it with water by an inch and just simmer it. Some of them 15 minutes, some of them an hour. This took about 35 minutes. And then you drain them, and I pull them out and put them on a sheet tray with maybe a paper towel, or I would put a tea towel, a dish towel, and just let it cool so it doesn't overcook.
Oh,
The whole
really?
carryover
I wouldn't even
cooking.
think of that. So I always thought it was like 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water, but then sometimes it's too much water. So you really just put an inch of water over whatever you have in the pan?
and then you might have to add more water to keep it that way.
Okay.
Okay, so how are we doing on this dressing?
Oh, well,
Are you feeling
tastes
like
lemony, so. Want more?
It needs salt. I think it needs more olive oil.
Which olive oil
It's
do you
pretty.
want?
I had used this,
Okay,
and then
Pepper
salt
in?
and pepper,
okay.
and we'll be good. So for here, what we're doing.
We're down to 2 minutes, so,
Okay, so we're going to
We're
put
gonna
all these together.
wrap this
That
up.
you're going to throw that in here,
okay. Salt and pepper.
and then I'm going to just dice up some cheddar.
I love pepper, so you're gonna be sorry
Yeah.
you asked me to pepper it.
And there we go on this salad.
Okay. Now the Israeli salad is just peppers, onions, and tomatoes?
And then I'm going to really quickly do some fresh herbs, and we're
okay.
done. And this is going to get, this very kind of wintry salad here is going to get a balsamic dressing.
Okay.
And sorry for the mess.
No problem. Don't worry about the mess. Let's just-
Okay. And then actually this also gets,
So
very-
chopped, so you now have walnuts, wild rice,
cheddar.
cheddar. Now are we putting fresh garlic in anything?
We're going to, yes, this So that we're going to put some jalapeno pepper or any kind of green pepper.
Jalapeno pepper in the Israeli salad, okay.
We're going to put some garlic. And then very finely chopped mint, cilantro, and parsley. So that's,
Ooh, delish.
I could see cilantro in there for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
so we will do that. Everyone likes garlic, right? Okay, so that could probably use 2 cloves. But here we've got our parsley. And we've got 2 things here.
Well, we are going
at our
to-
tail end.
Yeah, we're at our tail end. But I want you to know that we will be here for the next half hour enjoying these salads. And once this gets its mint and cilantro and parsley in it,
It's
it's
great
a beautiful
colors.
salad.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful
pretty.
salad.
Yes.
What kind of dressing are you
This is
going to
going
put
to
on
be
the
a
kale?
balsamic because it's a little fruitier. It can handle all of this sort of savory flavors. Can handle it.
Beautiful.
Okay. Well,
We've got salad for the masses. Come
Oh.
down to the studio and have some salad with us
and
right now.
some craisins.
Raisins.
Sweetness.
Voila.
No, I thought you weren't going to put craisins in that.
Nope.
It was always
This is
they were
gonna
always
be
for this.
The goat cheese.
And goat cheese in that with the beets.
And that-
Excellent.
Actually,
and
that
the
was intended
almonds.
for that too.
Uh-huh.
So.
Well, thank you for joining us today. And
We always
have a
try
great
to-
week.
We try to do so much.
We try to do so much. My guest, Jeanne Cuddy-Peretz. Her information is up on the screen. My other guest, Lorraine Recchia, angel reader. And we hope to see you next week. Remember, ladies, give yourself lots of room. Room for love, room for fun, room to grow, room to cook delicious food and fresh salads, and room to glow. See you next week. Thank you.
But you find